If you are a budding entrepreneur who dreams to build a global company someday, one question you might want to ask about today's global brands is, how did they start? That is the question that this video seeks to answer. How did Adidas start? Adidas was founded by Adolf Dassler, who made sports shoes in his mother's laundry room in Herzogenaurach, Germany, after his return from World War I. In July 1924, his older brother Rudolf joined the business, which became Dassler Brothers Shoe Factory. The electricity supply in Herzogenaurach was unreliable, so the brothers sometimes had to use pedal power from a stationary bicycle to run their equipment. Dassler assisted in the development of spike running shoes for the multiple athletic events. To enhance the quality of spike athletic footwear, he transitioned from a previous model of heavy metal spikes to utilizing canvas and rubbers. In 1936, Dassler persuaded US sprinter Jesse Owens to use his hand-made spikes at the 1936 Summer Olympics. Following Owens' 4 gold medals, the name and the reputation of Dassler shoes became known to the world sportsmen and their trainers. Business was successful, and the Dasslers were selling 200,000 pairs of shoes every year before the World War II. The Dorbury factory, used for production of anti-tank weapons during the Second World War, was nearly destroyed in 1945 by the US forces, but was spared when Dassler's wife convinced the GIs that the company and its employees were only interested in manufacturing sports shoes. American occupying forces subsequently became major buyers of the Dassler Brothers shoes. The brothers split up in 1947 after relations between them had broken down, with Rudolf forming a new firm that they called Ruder, later rebranded Puma, and Dassler forming a company formally registered as Adidas AG from Adi Dassler on 18th August 1949. Although it is a popular urban myth that the name is an acronym for All Day I Dream About Sports, the name is formed from Adi, a nickname of Adolf, and Das from Dassler. Puma and Adidas enter into a fierce and bitter business rivalry after the split. Indeed, the town of Herzogenaurach was divided on the issue, leading to the nickname the town of bent necks. People looked down to see which shoes strangers wore. Even the town's 2 football clubs were divided. ASV Herzogenaurach Club was supported by Adidas, while 1FC Herzogenaurach endorsed Rudolf's footwear. When handymen were called to Rudolf's home, they would deliberately wear Adidas. Rudolf would tell them to go to the basement and pick out a pair of free Pumas. The two brothers were never reconciled, and although both are now buried in the same cemetery, they are spaced as far apart as possible. In 1948, the first March after World War II, several members of the West German national football team wore Puma boots, including the scorer of the West Germany's first post-war goal, Herbert Podolski. 4 years later, at the 1952 Summer Olympics, 1,500 meters runner Josie Barthel of Luxembourg won Puma's first Olympic gold. At the 1960 Summer Olympics, Puma paid German sprinter Armin Harry to wear Pumas in the 100-meter sprint final. Harry had won Adidas before and asked Adolf for payment, but Adidas rejected this request. The German won gold in Pumas, but then laced up in Adidas for the medal ceremony. To the shock of the two Dassler brothers, Harry hoped to cash in from both, but Adi was so enriched and he banned the Olympic champion. How did Adidas get the 3-stripe logo? In 1952, following the 1952 Summer Olympics, Adidas acquired its signature 3-stripe logo from the Finnish athletic footwear brand Cow Sports for 2 bottles of whiskey and the equivalent of €1,600. That was how Adidas started.